So I have been getting questions, and here's one that I didn't really think of before. But what happens if someone cannot visualize or believes they cannot visualize? Well, it's very difficult to really understand what it would be like to not be able to visualize at all. Even somebody who's face blind, such as I am, I'm actually face blind, usually can tell enough, can remember enough about what is supposed to go here, the air or whatnot, to be able to have a concept of visualization. This, of course, is probably very different for somebody who is blind, who maybe never had sight to begin with. They would probably be the biggest challenge. But the average sighted human being, I think there's a misconception over what's sight versus visualization. Visualization is not quite the exact same thing. When I close my eyes, I at one point used to have a photographic memory for books, but never for places. Excuse me. And I could still visualize a room. But when I visualize, you probably can't see this, or maybe you can. This is YouTube, who knows? That there's dust on my bookcases. Like my books are not particularly perfectly lined; they're kind of laying off. And when I come in and look at this and visualize this office, I basically see the bookcases with books. I don't see the dirt. I know roughly where they are in this office. The average person knows what their best friend looks like. They might not be able. They might claim they can't visualize, but if you can see your best friend and know exactly what they look like, you're visualizing them. So usually this inability to visualize is really just that's their own limiting belief. Usually they can in fact visualize, and a lot of times people can visualize quite well once they realize that there's a difference between sight and visualization. Now, in the event that you actually cannot visualize, such as if you're blind, we would attempt to use a different technique. Perhaps you're not going to be so focused on the visuals. Perhaps you're going to be focused more on feelings. Maybe you'd be feeling the staircase deepener. Maybe you'd be using your touch to sense X, Y, or Z. That's what basically we would do. Not that we don't also usually incorporate other senses in anyway, because the more senses you can incorporate, the better the trance ends up usually being. So that's what happens if someone cannot visualize.